today I wanted to share with you how I put together my Pieces of Us photos and words in a 6x8 album. So I have this album that I got from Story Camp last fall, and so I've just been using it to add personal stories, things about myself into outside of my sort of family albums. So yeah, it's just one of Allie's chipboard 6x8 albums, and inside are some of my layouts from, Story Camp, but then I also included, these are layouts from and projects from my Love Letters to Yourself class that I ran and offered last fall. I'll be offering that again sometime in the future. And so then I decided just to add my Pieces of Us right inside this album because I had a lot of words, I had a lot of photos. I did not just take one photo and write a little bit per prompt each day. So I have multiple photos for each day and multiple sort of written entries. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to use the Pieces story kit, and so that included mostly the story stamp is what I ended up using because the colors of the kit didn't quite go with, and the theme of the kit didn't quite go with just focusing on myself. So for this page I used the triangle stamps from the set in Allie's Astoria ink and Honeyman. Sorry, I'm just pulling these over so I can show you the colors of the ink that I used. And then I used my black ink to stamp on top. And so this Pieces of Us is something I cut on my Cricut. I believe that Kathy Zilski made this digital cut file, and Allie offered it as part of a download from her blog. So I'll link to that in the description below. And then down here I just used the type alphabet, the typewriter set that came in the Type Story kit and from a while back. And these are some old number stamps that I have that were sort of similar since this set doesn't include numbers. So that's my sort of title page for this section. And then what I did is I had a ton, like I said, I had a ton of journaling. My journaling and my photos are all on my blog, so I'll link to those entries below in case you want to read through it. I'm not going to read you all of this because it's way too much. But what I did every day is I wanted to use a layered template to include all my multiple photos, and I wanted to have my journaling in different colors that I pulled from the Pieces story kit. I used that as sort of a template for my colors for my journaling. So this is actually like a light gray. All my journaling is printed on photo paper as well as my photo grids. And then I just embellish. So definitely much more of a hybrid project. And I'm really happy that I decided to do it that way. So I have some slanted layer templates, I believe is what they're called, from Allie's shop, and I'll link to those below. But at first they're 8.5 by 11 sized, and I didn't realize that, when I bought them, and I didn't realize, I don't think, that I could just resize it to 6x8. So silly me, because I later learned that I could, so I'll talk about that when I get there. But at first I was just hung up on, I was like, oh, okay, I panicked, and so I just made my own template. So this template is actually one that I made myself in Photoshop and then added my photos to. And then some of the later ones, and I'll talk about those when I get there, are actually Allie's that I just realized once I resized it, it would all stay sort of the same and just be 6x8 instead of 8.5 by 11. So for my first spread, what I decided to do is some of my journaling linked up with specific photos. So I used the numbers in the Pieces story stamp and black stays on ink and just matched the ones that match up. And some of my blocks did not, or they were like a continuation, some of my paragraphs rather, didn't match up, and that's okay. And then what I did down here, these two pieces are actually part of my template because I didn't have enough photos to fill all the spaces. I added a Be Daring paper sticker on top from the Brave story kit, and then these are from a previous story kit. I don't know what they are, but they're transparent word phrase stickers. And then on my journaling, for each day, I added the Pieces digital stamp, and then I typed out the prompt using, all my font is Remington Noiseless. It's my favorite journaling font. And so I just made that bigger and colored it so that it looks similar. It's very similar to this style of stamp, but I didn't need to stamp it all out. I just did all that digitally. So that's day 1, feet. Day 2 was hands, and so you can see I switched up my colors because I wanted each day to be slightly different. This is my template again, so you can see it's the same. So I just added my photos in. This is one of the digital journaling cards from the Pieces Story Kit, the pink lines. So I just dropped that in on my template before I printed, and then as for embellishments, added a felt heart from the Pieces Story Kit. I had more journaling on this day than would fit on a 6x8 sheet. So I added an insert that's 3x8 and just printed it out. This is a digital stamp from the Pieces Story Kit, and I just recolored it and then added my extra journaling here. The This Is Me sticker is from the Habit Story Kit, and I just added it because it matched the color, and then added a word phrase sticker here on this side just for something a little bit different. And what I did on the back is I duplicated the pattern similar to what I did on the front, except I added in black outline as well, and then used a piece of chipboard from a kit I had. I don't even know what kit that's from. Just to cover, to sort of tie things together, but fill that space because I didn't have more photos or journaling to put in there. Day 3 was face forward was the prompt. So I added an opportunity to shine, which I think is I'm not sure where that thing is from. It's a word phrase sticker from one of the story kits. And this is one of Allie's slanted templates, just the three slots. So once I figured out how to resize it, it was all fine and good. I panicked for no reason, did a whole lot more work, definitely worked harder and not smarter, which I'm not proud of, but that's okay. It's how we learn things. Now I know how to make my own layered templates, so nothing is lost. And then I used just some number stickers that I have from Allie's shop to link up my journaling with each of my photos. Day 4 was eyes closed. Similar thing, different color. This chipboard says this piece has my heart, and that was a piece of chipboard sticker from the Pieces Story Kit, and then more number stickers to link up journaling and photos. Day 5 was half face, so this was another where I had a lot more journaling. This was actually Valentine's Day, so this is like my husband and I on a date, which was fun. And this is one of my favorites. So I believe this is my template, just swapped upside down. So if you look back here, you can see it's similar, it's just rotated. And then I added in a sentiment from one of Allie's digital journaling card or digital quote cards from the Pieces Story Kit. This is a puffy sticker from an old, I think it's the Lost and Found kit. And then on the bottom here, I had this weird space and I didn't quite have the right piece to put here, so I just did some stamping with the outline, the triangle outline in black StazOn. Added an Avery index tab. Again, this and Pieces. This is also, all those are digital stamps from the Pieces Story Kit. And then I added a felt heart on the bottom, just stapled with my tiny attacher. Saturday, or day 6, was full body was the prompt. And so you can see my journaling background is super dark here. Same, my layered template, just rotated. I added in one of the cards from the Pieces Story Kit digital, some number stickers to coordinate my journaling. This My Story sticker is from the Brave Story Story Kit. And then the last day, day 7, I did something similar to what I did on day 1, which is, this is one of Allie's templates again, the three template. Reflection was the prompt for this day, so I stamped out again, using those numbers from the Pieces story stamp, stamped out in StazOn on top of my photos and on my journaling sheet to link up my journaling. This Reflections is a rubber embellishment from, I believe, a One Little Word kit at some point. So I just thought that was perfect to wrap up this project. And so this will just continue on in whatever project I feel like adding in next. I thoroughly enjoyed this practice, and I really hope it's something that Allie does again in the future, because it just really got me thinking. It got me looking at myself through a different lens and the different parts of my body, which I enjoy. I really enjoyed that. And I don't know, it just got me thinking about the stories that I've never told about myself, or how parts of my body are. One of those stories that stands out for me is talking about how I have zero problem with face forward photos. I take selfies often, but pictures of my eyes closed felt really vulnerable this week and really challenging to me. Thoughts about how I've stopped wearing makeup in the last 2-ish years, and how my eyes have, I don't know if it's in this one or someplace else, but how I have a birthmark in my eyes, and so I have this brown spot in my blue eyes that is kind of weird. But yeah, I really enjoyed the chance to tell stories that I haven't documented any other way in any other place. So that is my Pieces of Us from February 2020, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I loved going hybrid for this, and just really enjoyed that process. It made it go pretty quickly, because it was just kind of production, and all the work was done ahead of time. All my journaling was done throughout the course of the week that we participated. So let me know if you enjoyed the Pieces of Us, if you participated, in the comments below. If you've got any questions, as always, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up or clicking the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future crafty videos. Have fun and keep making.